James McCloud is a parody of Fox McCloud's father from the Star Fox games. He is, therefore, the deceased father of a fox. Dr. Stewart drives the golden fox and has hair that mimics the ears of a fox, in my opinion. He inherited this machine from his deceased father. If he is a fox with a dead father, then James might be a symbolic father here. The following information is partly taken from the now defunct F-Zero X website, or what is thought to be text belonging to that website. Some of it contradicts official stuff said in manuals and in-game screens, but I would like to suggest, through this analysis, ways in which it ties together non-factually, but symbolically, despite its factual contradiction. There are two characters who become racers because of their fan-like obsession with F-Zero, Mighty Gazelle and Drac. They both repair spare parts to build a machine. Drac repairs a machine to race in, and Mighty Gazelle repairs his own body, which is shown to be a vehicle in the profile video. Gazelle was a fan of racing games who became good enough to compete. Drac was a fan of F-Zero who, I guess, has watched so much of it that he can compete too. In a sense, they have both progressed from the world of the fan, the world we are in, to the world of the characters inside the game. I think this is why they have both hacked themselves into the body of a machine, because they are now inside the console, whereas before they were outside. I think this curiously echoes the nature of the GX-AX divide as well. The GX and AX Grand Prix are meant to collide at the end, and winners of both will compete in a final Grand Prix. However, AX takes place in our world, the waking world, so to speak, whereas GX takes place inside the screen, in the dream world or the world of the imagination. Mr. EAD wants to win the race so that he can prove himself to be a flawless android, to debug his man-made programming. BioRex is a product of biotechnology, and he wants to win the race to prove that he's superior to humans. Billy wants to prove that he's superior to humans. There is somehow a theme, I think, of non-human beings wanting to transcend their non-human state. Dr. Clash wasn't an F-Zero racer. He considered his physical body to not be adequate, so he modified it to become an F-Zero racer. He adds 4 mechanical tubes to his body. He creates his own machine to compete. He both adapts his body and he adapts the racing machine, as if in order to compete or win, one must have a very specific type of body which resembles a machine in its perfection. Drac also wasn't an F-Zero racer and tweaks a stolen machine to compete. He also has 4 tubes attached to his body, as if to extend or maintain his capabilities. Octoman is not a cyborg, but wants to show he is superior to humans. He also, overall, has 6 arms. In this case, his 6 arms are the classic sci-fi way of showing he is an alien, not a human. I think a similar logic applies to the cyborg characters. Their technological extensions are meant to represent a transcendence of humanity. Beastman was nearly eaten by a giant alligator as a child. Despite having survived, he dresses in a suit designed to look like an alligator mouth biting his head, as if his persona is now that of someone who is devoured by a beast, or has been devoured by a beast. He now presents himself as a slayer of beasts. He considers BioRex, the dragon, his enemy. BioRex, in turn, is described to be as aggressive as Pico, another green character, this time, however, a turtle. The F-Zero comic in the first game's manual shows Captain Falcon fighting a lizard. Together with Beastman, I get the sense that the series presents us with an archetype of the human hero who fights a dragon, common of many myths. I can't help feel, then, that Pico plays an important role here. Despite being a turtle, he is the original, green, animal-like character of the first F-Zero. F-Zero racers tend to name their cars after animals, as if we are witnessing a race amongst many animals. Other Nintendo vehicle games do the same, as Star Fox is also about animals and vehicles, and to a certain extent Mario Kart. Mario Kart features a trend, in fact, of placing the reptiles behind the monkeys, and the monkeys behind the humans, in their promotional art. Star Fox, then, is about animals racing towards a giant, super-intelligent monkey, the closest animal to a human in the game. It's as if both games are about evolution, the evolution from archaic animals to humans. F-Zero, then, seems to be doing something similar. All the machines are animals, but many of them are interested in proving they are superior to humans, or just as good as humans. They are all racing towards humanity. However, since many of the racers are already human, it feels as if the word human here serves as a symbol for something else, something that transcends what we tend to call human. A weird theme develops in this game that reminds me of the story of Pinocchio. A non-human person wants to become human. In the process, they are swallowed by a whale, meet their father, who had been devoured by the beast, and transcend that shell of non-human beastliness, that fake whale skin, having become a pair, a son and a spiritual father, not just a mere material son. Falcon ends his adventure in GX by racing inside a cave decorated like the ribcage of a whale. At the end, this story reveals to him that he is not merely a human being, but the possessor of the spirit of good that created the galaxy. By the end of it, good and evil have mixed into one same belt, of which he is the owner. He transcends humanity. Captain Falcon was meant to be the Famicom mascot, so his colors are those of the remote. It seems to me that Mario ended up being the Famicom mascot, and both of these characters' color schemes are similar: a red hat or helmet and blue clothes. He even wears a winged cap, as Mario often does. Furthermore, Falcon is portrayed as a tamer of lizards, as Mario is. If Mario is Mystery AD, the android created by EAD, who wants to become a real boy, then the game once again seems to be telling the story of a non-human who transcends their lizard past by moving on towards the human, here symbolic of the divine.